The Shadow of Envy. A realistic story of Genesis 4. In a distant time, when humanity was taking its first steps, two brothers, Cain and Abel, worked the land to support their families. Cain, the firstborn, was a skilled farmer, dedicated to cultivating the land. Abel, the youngest, was a kind shepherd who took care of a flock of sheep. Although they both worked hard, their paths diverged in one fundamental aspect: faith. Cain, pragmatic and rational, considered his hard work as the only source of sustenance. Abel, on the other hand, with a more spiritual nature, recognized the need to thank and offer God the first fruits of his work. On a day of offerings, Cain presented the fruits of his harvest to God, while Abel sacrificed the most beautiful lamb from his flock. To his surprise and frustration, Cain saw God accept Abel's offering but not his. Cain's frustration turned into a whirlwind of emotions: resentment, envy, and anger. He wondered, why would the offer of Abel, a simple shepherd, have been accepted, while his, the result of so much work, had been rejected? Inside him, the shadow of envy grew, clouding his judgment. Cain began to see Abel as a rival, an obstacle to his recognition and happiness. In a moment of fury and blinded by jealousy, Cain lured Abel to a distant field and disappeared with his brother Abel. The brutal act not only took Abel's life, but also marked the beginning of an era of violence and suffering in humanity. After the crime, Cain wandered the barren lands, tormented by remorse and guilt. The brand of violence weighed on him, isolating him from socializing with others. The story of Cain and Abel serves as a timeless reminder of the devastating consequences of envy and hatred. It is a warning about the dangers of allowing the darkness within us to obscure the light of reason and compassion. Realistic story elements. Sibling rivalry is a universal and recurring theme in human history. Envy is a complex emotion that can lead to destructive thoughts and actions. Violence and suffering are real consequences of acts motivated by hatred and envy. Interpretation. The story of Genesis 4 is reinterpreted in a realistic way, focusing on the characters' emotions and motivations. The focus is on the psychological and social consequences of envy and violence. The story serves as a warning about the dangers of allowing the shadows within us to dominate our actions. Conclusion. The story of Cain and Abel is a timeless tale about the struggle between good and evil, light and darkness, that resides within every human being. It is a reminder of the need to cultivate compassion, love and understanding to prevent the shadow of envy and hatred from overshadowing our humanity.